First, let me say thank you for being a member of my inner circle. The second Republican primary debate took place Wednesday, September 27th at the Reagan Library. And I have to say that I really actually agree with those who said, I wish I had the 2 hours back. I felt like I was watching seventh graders debate. And I concluded afterwards that Donald Trump's clearly going to be the nominee. We ought to admit he's going to be the nominee. He's ahead by 43 points. The governor of Florida DeSantis is at 14, and Trump is at 57. And nothing that happened in the first two debates changed anything in that direction. So I think the time has come to focus on defeating Biden or Gavin Newsom, who I think is as likely to be the Democratic nominee as Biden is. We now have had an impeachment hearing setting the stage for the inquiry. I talked earlier today with Chairman Comer. I think it's fascinating the Democrats keep saying, you don't have any evidence. And so he'll say something like, well, there was $250,000 check delivered at Joe Biden's home. And they'll go, well, but Hunter was staying there. Well, it's not true. Hunter was actually in Los Angeles and living in Los Angeles. And of course, $250,000 is about the equivalent of 4 bars of gold if you want to apply the standard by which Democrats are calling on Senator Menendez to resign. And that's only one example, obviously. I thought that Chairman Comer went through item after item after item, laying out at least 10 times when Joe Biden has lied, taking a whole series of things that have been going on. And the case here is not to impeach him this week. The case here is to investigate, produce the evidence, and then let the American people decide. If there's enough evidence, the American people will figure it out. If there's not enough evidence, it'll go away. My personal belief is we're going to be astounded by how much they learn. Second, of course, is the ongoing conflict between Speaker McCarthy and the Senate over the whole question of a continuing resolution. The Senate, basically the leading Republicans in the Senate surrendered, and it became Biden Republicans for the moment. The deal they cuts nothing, although 71% of the American people want spending cut in order to bring down inflation and get to a balanced budget. They cut nothing. They have $6 billion for additional funding for Ukraine, no money for the border with Mexico. And I think there's a general feeling in the country that if you're not going to defend our own border, why are you so excited about defending somebody else's border? Nonetheless, the Senate advanced the legislation by 77 to 19, which tells you a lot about the lack of interest in the Senate in listening to the American people. Totally different topic. Target announced they're closing 9 stores in New York City, Seattle, San Francisco, and Portland, citing crime and safety threats to their employees. Target estimated they lost last year $500 million, $500 million to crime. And of course, we just saw 2 nights in a row of Philadelphia having flash mobs come through and steal massive amounts. The National Retail Federation said, quote, organized retail crime is a multi-billion-dollar crisis impacting retailers, associates, and consumers. The National Retail Federation's 2022 National Retail Security Survey found that over the past year, retailers have reported a significant increase in violence and aggression associated with crimes. Why not? I mean, if you're a criminal and you realize the cops aren't going to arrest you, the district attorney is not going to prosecute you, and now store employees are told, don't stop them, because if you stop them, they may kill you. And anyway, even if you stop them, the police aren't going to arrest them, and they'll be back here next week. It's really a decay, if you will, a serious decay in the whole process of civilization. I want to mention that our next Inner Circle Zoom town hall meeting will be on Tuesday, October 3rd at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm happy to announce that my good friend, Betsy Ankney, who is the presidential campaign manager for Nikki Haley, a very, very bright, competent person, is going to be with us to talk about life as seen by the Haley campaign and also her own experiences. She helped elect Ron Johnson in Wisconsin. She's had very active experience in a number of races. You can register for our next Inner Circle Zoom by logging into your Inner Circle membership account. You can also submit your questions in advance by going to gingrich360.com/questions. And if you have friends who would like to be part of the Inner Circle, please ask them to join us by going to newtsinnercircle.com. My new book, March to the Majority, is now a bestseller and is available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble and retailers everywhere. Get it today by clicking on the link in the description below.